Hi, my name's James Scott with Board on the Bayou. And this episode I'm going to be reviewing Kitchen Rush by Stronghold Games and Artopia Games. Designed by two great guys I'm not even going to try to pronounce. It's a 1 to 4 players. Plays in about 30 to 45 minutes, ages 12 and up. This is a very fast-paced game where you're going to be playing 4-minute turns and then a break in between to actually discuss kind of strategies. Let's go down to the table and I'll show you the basics of the game, and we'll come back up and I'll give you my thoughts on the game. Alright, this is the basic 2-player setup. You will each get a card, 2 workers. There'll be an extra worker set aside. If you have the upgrade card, you may be another worker you'll be able to hire. Your victory card will have what conditions you need to win the game. There's various ones of all kinds of difficulty and different types. Optional mishap cards. Your orders. And you'll have plates in your cabinet here. You'll have a certain amount of food. You'll have a locked storage. And you'll have some dirty dishes. Some of these you can't now be used depending on the amount of players. Some are also be locked. It's all in the setup. And what you'll be doing is you'll be playing 4-minute turns. And during those 4 minutes, you will be trying to complete these orders to earn money and popularity points in order to try to get have enough of these done, such as this card here. For 2 players, you need 2 popularity, $4, and 10 recipes. May sound easy, but with only 4 minutes, it's amazing how fast 4 minutes goes. What you'll be doing in those 4 minutes is you'll be placing your workers. You'll flip them over and place them on a location to do a task at that location. Different locations, such as this one, you'll flip over additional orders. And you'll get $1 for each one, which in early game really helps. Or you can place them there to remove ones that say you don't like. You can take a waiter to take one of the cards to do the order. In the case when you do the order, what you do is you'll take the card, you'll take the plate of the size you need, and you'll kind of glance at what you'll need, and you have to send one of your workers into the storage room. And in the storage room, you'll get what you need to make it and put it on the plate. You don't have to do the spices when you first cook it. You just have to have it in between. Then you can take your worker, and it's, they do stay on the board. You can put a worker over to cook it, and you'll just slide it down. Now it's cooked to a level. You can send a worker to the spice area and grab the spices you need. I don't have this quite set up right, but if I had the spices in the spice rack, you dig through it, you grab your spices you need, you put on your spices. Timer ran out, flip it over to do that action again, so I cook it up to that level. You can send your worker to the office to buy upgrades. One of the best upgrades probably in the game is a storage upgrade, where you unlock this so you can start using all this food that's in there, which is well worth the money. Your workers can also go back to the waiter and promptly serve this dish if it's cooked all the way, and you'll get an additional $1. So let's say it's already cooked. I'll flip them over, put them back over here. I promptly serve the dish. You turn it to the side to symbolize that, and you get an extra $1. As your resources gain low, you have to send your guys out to shop. While they're out shopping, you can pick, like in this case, it says 5 of any one type. So if you're out of, almost out of meat and carrots, Well, you got to buy five of the meat. And then you got to wait for your timer to go before you can buy some more. So while it's doing that, you might want to be going over to the maitre d' to flip over cards, or to wash dishes. And then you keep going on that until your timer runs out. Once time runs out, you'll have your little victory card here, and you'll verify that everything on the card is right, that it's cooked to the right level. You have all the right spices on it and all the right ingredients. If so, you get a popularity point, or depending on the one, and you get the money. Once you get to a certain amount of popularity, you can unlock these perk cards. You randomly pick one, and there are various perks you can add to the bottom. Some add to the game, some kind of take away from the game. And then you put all the ingredients back out here and put your dish in the dirty dishes. Now, after all the dishes are done, let's say we had all of our workers that were out working, and we used this extra guy, and he was. Now, what you have to, at the end of your turn, let's say we did pretty decent. You have to pay all your workers. So as much as good as you thought you might have done, you have to pay $3 for every worker that's on the board. So in this case, you have to pay 15, and you get all your workers back. You have to pay your workers. So it becomes down to, do you really need both workers out there? Most cases, yes. Do you need to add this extra helper? That is going to come down to how hectic the game is. And that's the basics of Kitchen Rush. All right, that's Kitchen Rush. Fantastic little game. If you love a game such as Magic Maze, Flatline, I'm trying to think of another one, Dungeon Rush, basically those hectic timed rushing games, you'll really love this. This is a great game. Also, if you like cooking, because when they did this game, they did a good job of matching up pretty much what it more or less is like in the kitchen, probably about as best you're going to do in a game without getting ridiculous. I really enjoyed it. Really good artwork. The design's really nice. It has a good view down in the kitchen, so it's kind of like you're looking down on the kitchen, almost like a supervisor telling the guys, moving them around. It's fun with 2. We haven't played with 3, but we played with 4, and it was a chaotic mess of fun. Generally, we found that if you're going to play with 4, is have one person be the gopher. And such in our game I was. And then all the chefs can be calling out, need more recipes, and we're low on meat, we're low on oregano, we're low on salt. And then you can be running around grabbing them and throwing them in the bag, and it's kind of fun. It's just like being on one of those kitchen shows where you got the chefs yelling at the help to hurry up and get this, hurry up and get that. Some of the strategies we found. First thing you do, if you get that card up, I'd burn through the other cards to get, because there's upgrade cards, is unlock that second storage. That is worth the $3 once you unlock it, because there's more than the $3 worth of food in that second storage. But unlock it, use it, but when you refill, always refill to one storage, because if you go to a storage and you got one meat there and there's 3 meat in the other one, and you're gonna have to wait till your timer's up to go in that one or use another guy. So it's that real fun chaos. But if you put it all in the one, you do limit yourself to only having 2 spaces, but if you get a nice little rhythm going, generally you shouldn't have too much problem of everybody getting backed up in there, and it just makes it easier to get out. The spices, I love this. One of the parts of this game I think is fun is this little spice bag of you got to be digging through it like you're digging through a spice rack, and I laugh every time I go cooking now, and I go digging through the spice cabinet, digging through there, and I'm like, this stupid bag. The card quality is really nice. It's really good satin finish that I call it canvas type finish on it. It was like that little grid, so really nice cards. The board's really nice. The only complaint I probably would have about the game would be these character sheets. As much as the good of the quality is on all the components, and then using basically a sheet of paper for your character sheets, I think that it would have been nice just to have like a little cardboard just to make them a little sturdier. But other than that, great quality on everything. There is a note I've seen on the different forums that people have noticed that some of the sands are different heights, and just like other people have done, I've checked them and I flipped them all, and they all run out exactly around the same time. So apparently, I guess they make a little adjustment in there, and they get them just right. So if you do notice that some have higher sand than that, matter of fact, that one right there is a good example if you guys can see that. But if you run these, they'll end at the same time. So that's just part of the design. The money, just cardboard little cutouts. I might upgrade that to little metal coins. But I definitely give this probably about an 8.5. Fun little party game. If you like those hectic, run around like a chicken with your head cut off, it is definitely the game for you. This is James Scott with Board on the Bayou. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. Thank you.